Hi all, my name is Matt Bullen and today I'll be talking about the ways in which we can foster positive relationships between students, teachers and parents in the classroom and the schooling community. In this presentation I will touch on various parenting styles and the challenges faced with those styles. We will also gain a further understanding on working with diverse families from both a social and cultural perspective. Furthermore, I'll examine the educational goals set by the Melbourne Declaration as well as the framework put in place to achieve those goals. Teachers and parents are both highly influential figures in an adolescent's life, both taking on various roles as guardians, educators, and role models. There is no doubt about the importance of these figures, outlining the need for a positive relationship between both parties to maximise the opportunity to raise and develop not only successful students but quality young individuals as well. It is widely accepted that regular homeschool contact and parental encouragement and involvement enhances academic progression. Research suggests that the most successful schools have high levels of parent and community involvement. This involvement has been directly linked to positive results in learning, attendance, and behaviour. This learning is not limited to various social and cultural groups. Parents and students unite to build positive relationships between all three parties, outlining clear goals both academically and individually. Communicate back and forth, keeping up to date with what is happening inside the classroom as well as life outside of the school that may negatively impact the student's progression. To create the best opportunity for students of all different cultural and social backgrounds to receive an education and allow for their personal growth. Parents and students and teachers may also unite to keep involved and engage in various events in the school and community, increasing their sense of belonging. And lastly, student parents and teachers may communicate to keep progress reports, attendance records, and monitor behaviour. To foster positive relationships with parents, it is vital we understand that one approach does not suit all. There are numerous parenting styles, which are all vastly different to each other, something we need to recognise and understand to build an effective relationship. Disengaged parents generally provide essential support for the child, however, are largely disinterested in their activities and interests. This parenting style does not offer much affectionate, love, or care. Standards and regulations in behaviour and conduct are loosely defined and not generally set. The authoritarian shapes, controls, and evaluates child behaviour with a set standard, which is generally formulated by a higher authority. They favour forceful measures to regulate poor behaviour in line with their own behavioural standards. The authoritarian believes in keeping the child in line, restricting autonomy, and allocating household responsibilities to instil respect. They believe the child should accept an answer or direction for what it is. The authoritative parent attempts to direct behaviour and activities in a rational manner. Verbal give and take is encouraged, and reasoning for instruction is viewed as important. Both autonomous self-will and disciplined obedience are valued. They exert firm discipline when required, however, do not restrict the child. They recognise the difference in perspective from both parties. The parent encourages the child's positive qualities while also setting standards for future conduct. The use of reason, power, and reinforcement are often undertaken to reiterate behaviour. The permissive parent attempts to behave in an accepting and affirmative manner towards the child's impulses, desires, and actions. They present as a resource, however, do not demand the child follow their direction. They allow the child to regulate their own behaviour and do not hold them accountable against norms and standards. The parent uses reason, however, does not exert power to accomplish intended outcomes. Australia is becoming incredibly multicultural. Most Australian schools have a wide-ranging culture and social diversity in which they can operate, indicating the importance for teachers to recognise all these cultures. The Melbourne Declaration has set a framework to maximise student learning and involvement, with numerous initiatives and goals in place to support this. The first goal states that Australian schooling must promote equity and excellence. This is to be done through providing students with access to high-quality schooling, free of discrimination, ensuring that schools build on local and cultural knowledge, and ensuring that socio-economic status is not a precursor to academic excellence. They encourage parents, carers, and families and the broader community to hold high expectations for educational outcomes And finally, to promote personalised learning which fulfills diverse capabilities. Goal 2 states that all Australian students must become successful learners, confident and creative individuals, as well as active and informed citizens. Successful learners develop their capacity to learn and play an active role in learning, have essential skills, and are motivated, creative, innovative, and resourceful. Confident and creative individuals have a sense of self-worth, self-awareness, and personal identity that enables them to manage their well-being. They are optimistic, show initiative, develop personal values, and embrace opportunity. Active and informed citizens act with moral and ethical integrity, appreciate diversity, are able to relate to communicate across cultures, and are responsible global and local citizens. The Family Schools Partnership Framework identifies multiple dimensions for planning partnership activities. Communication. This key dimension emphasises the importance of communication, particularly making sure that contact is personal, frequent, and culturally appropriate. It is a two-way exchange between families and schools to exchange not only information, but an opportunity for schools and families to learn more about one another. Connecting learning at home and at school emphasises the need for a successful partnership between teachers and parents to maximise academic achievement, correct attitudes, development of skills, and personal growth. Building community and identity, this key dimension emphasises activities that improve the quality of life in a community, while honouring culture, traditions, values, and relationships in that community. By including activities that shape students' sense of identity and culture, schools can build a sense of community in each student. Recognising the role of the family emphasises that primary educators of their children, parents, and families have a lasting influence on their child's behaviour, attitude, and achievements at school. They can encourage their children's learning in and out of school and are also in a position to support school goals and directions. Consultative decision making emphasises that parents are entitled to be consulted and participate in decisions concerning their own child. Parents can play meaningful roles in the school decision making process. An inclusive approach to school decision making and parental involvement creates a sense of shared responsibility among students and parents, community members, and school leaders. There are numerous strategies identified to assist the relationship between students, teachers, and parents. Some of these include organising opportunities to discuss progress outside of parent-teacher interviews, communicating on a weekly and monthly basis via email, phone call, face-to-face, and progress reports to discuss both positives and negatives, understanding the expectation from parents and taking on board their advice for their child and implementing where possible. On the other hand, outlining the importance for parents to reinforce and model correct behaviour to coincide with classroom standards, to allow parents to make decisions in regards to the school environment through social clubs and groups.